The inspiration for Great Loves came from a really interesting place because it wasn't there at the very beginning of the writing process. I didn't go into writing this record having ideas that it was going to be called Great Loves, it was going to be about these kind of different topics that were all strung together through the concept of love and what a great love of your life means. Traditionally, we are taught that that's a person, but it's so much bigger than that. I started writing songs after a breakup, so I was writing relationship songs that I had typically written in the past had always been about a person, loving a person, losing a person, relationships in general. As I started to move through that, and as I started to get past that breakup, I started writing about different things and things that I hadn't written about before. So I started writing about the earth and my connection to the earth and to the land. And interwoven with that came these themes of capitalism and like anti-capitalism and those struggles that we all face. Those got interwoven into these songs, and I realized that love was so much bigger than just my connection with another person. It was my connection with myself. It was connection with the earth. It was connection with people. And they were all great loves of my life. And that is how that concept came to be. I don't even remember where I was when I thought of that title, but I just remember as soon as I thought of it, it clicked. Because I had like all these different types of songs and I wasn't sure how I was going to tie them all together, if I was going to make like 2 EPs, like one about like relationships, one about kind of earth and social justice and climate justice and climate crisis and all of these like kind of political-esque issues, or if I was going to somehow weave them together. I didn't know how to do that. And coming to the concept of Great Loves, I realized the perfect way to do that. The music that's come from it is the music that I'm the most proud of to this date, and the best music I think I've ever created. I started writing a little bit in 2018, but the bulk of it happened in 2019 of the first kind of set of songs. And I was planning on recording probably like 2020 and then putting the record out and touring. And in 2020, I was supposed to play 100 shows and all of these things and all of these kind of standard cycles that you do in like the music industry when you put out a record. It has been a really, really weird time to be an artist, and also a wonderful time. It's definitely bittersweet. I was able to take, like so many people, a break and recenter, and I think a lot of my songs about the planet and about my connection with the earth and also my love for myself came out of having so much time to sit and really think about things and reevaluate things. And I don't think they would have happened the way that they did had we not had the pandemic. But at the same time, it had totally changed my plans for making a record and put off my record. So the record will come out in 2022, and my last project came out in 2019. So there'll be 3 years of space where I was planning on there only being 2. So I am really grateful that the songs that are on the project aren't the songs that are there. And I am thankful that I now am able to make a project and it is safe for us to do so. But it's been a big challenge to get here, and a big change, and it makes you really think about, is this really what you want to do? Is this something that you're prepared to commit the rest of your life to? And my answer is undoubtedly yes. The Cape is the first song that I wrote with themes about nature that really tied in through this entire project. I wrote it when I was on tour in the East Coast for the first time, and I was standing by the Bay of Fundy when the tide was out, and it was the first time I'd ever seen the tide out. It made me feel small in a really beautiful way. I really thought about how the earth is so much bigger than me and is so much more than me and will be here way after I'm gone. And there's a line in the song that says, "Do I know what the trees are saying to me simply?" I think that's something that I've continued to process even after writing that song. we often don't listen to the land and to the earth, and we don't listen to the world around us and to what the earth and the plants are all saying. As a settler, I live on stolen land, and this is not my land. And the earth is not ours to own. The earth is something we should protect and is a living being. And I think a lot of colonialism and capitalism and patriarchal structures all take away from protecting the land. But if we stop and we listen to the world around us and to what the earth is telling us, there's wisdom in that is beyond anything that we can buy. Explain It is the last song that I wrote for the record before I cut myself off. It was like, no more songs for this record. It's a sweet little love song. And it's really beautiful because it came so naturally, and it came as I was falling in love, and all of these feelings that I truly could not explain. And after going through a breakup that really started the writing process and writing heartbreak songs, and then moving through all of these phases of my life in the last couple of years, and then kind of coming full circle and falling in love again and falling in love with someone who is another great love of my life, it is really beautiful that that gets to be on the record. I'm hoping when people listen to this record, they start to think a little bit about their own lives and the great loves of their life. Because I think we're taught that it is exclusively people and romantic partners that are these pivotal loves that change the way that we move through the world and the way that we look at the world and the way that we process things around us and the empathy that we have. But it's so much more than that. It is the love for ourselves. It is the love for the ground that we walk on and that we take care of and that we need to nurture. It is so much more than just people, but it is also people. It doesn't have to exclusively be one or the other. It can be all of these things. It can be all of these loves, because we are not shaped exclusively by one thing, one person, one event. We're shaped by so many different things in our lives, and that's really what great loves means to me. And it's not something that I planned on creating or making in this way. It's something that just happened, and I think that's part of the beauty of it and part of the magic of it, is it feels like art that has come through me from like a higher power. Or maybe it's just been resonating in me all this time, and this was the right time that I was able to express it. But either way, it feels so much bigger than me, and I really hope people think about that when they're listening to the record, and they think about the things that are the great loves of their lives, because these songs and these people and this planet, they are the great loves of my life.